All right. LD MMAC. This is your boy, Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show live. Okay, guys. Now, you're probably wondering, why do I have this big whisker biscuit crusted, bald-headed bastard on the screen? And I know you guys are wondering that. Well, I'm gonna elaborate on a video that Blood Boxing made. I'm finna elaborate on that. Okay, folks. I mean, guys really want to know why Dana White, this idiot on the screen. Everybody want to know why this idiot, how he can say some of the things he say, how he can do some of the things he say, but yet, pay-per-view after pay-per-view, Dana White, they can put together some of the best cards and just beat the hell out of boxing every time. And Dana White, they showing boxing really how it's done. See, boxing is in a bad place. And you'll have people that'll lie to you and tell you that boxing in a great place. Oh, it's in a great place. No, it's not in a great place. Boxing not in a great place. And I'm gonna tell you how you know that. When people start taking the boxing out of their titles, when people literally start changing their channel names. My channel used to be, CSH Boxing. I took that out. I'm like, what? I ain't keeping that in my title. I mean, I'm finna start talking about some of these other combat sports, man. And that's what I started doing. I started talking about some of these other combat sports because, with this, guys, do y'all know some of the videos that I done made? Guys, it's so many fights out there. Even me just concentrating mostly on women, I can't even talk about them all. Like, literally, I can't talk about them all. There's no way. You got fights in the UFC, fights in Invicta, fights in the One Championship. You got fights in LFA. And all of these people in these organizations, guess what they're doing? They're fighting the best. They're fighting the best possible contenders out there. See, people, I don't like Conor McGregor. I'm not a fan. But I do got to say the guy will fight anybody. He will. And I agree with 78 on this. I've been saying this for a while. He'll fight anybody. Don't come over here talking about, okay, on this video, I'm not really too concerned. Well, Conor, he said some... Look, man, just no. I don't want to hear that. I'm just telling you about who the man will fight. Who he'll fight. I mean, even me covering the women, they'll fight anybody just about, except for, you got Megan Anderson, now Newly Joanna, now, you got Jermaine Durandame. But other than those three, these people fight anybody. They down to scrap. They down. Because actually fighting means a fight to these people. Fighting means that you're actually fighting. Not, I got to see what make good sense. I got to see this. You rarely in MMA, that's not going to happen. Like, these people, they really want to fight each other. And when they talking trash to each other, they really want to go do something about it. Boxing is a big old show, man. Think of it is in boxing. Let's talk about it. Number one, there are too many governing bodies. It's too many. And within each governing body, okay, there are too many title holders. Guys, nothing is going to happen. Nothing's going to change in boxing if they don't get rid of some of those title holders. But they can't do that because now you got these governing bodies who can't make their bread. See, so if you cut out some of the title holders, these governing bodies, they can't make their money. To me, I just think boxing need to go ahead and just do an overhaul. Just get these governing bodies out of there. You don't even need them. Okay, because when a governing body order a fight, the fighters don't fight the fights that they order. And if it's a good fight against a fighter that we want to see him fight, the governing bodies don't order these fights. I mean, or they'll order these fights, and the fighters, they go off and do what they want to do. I mean, look at Canelo Alvarez. I mean, Jamal Charlo is mandatory. Chose not to fight him. I mean, Jamal Charlo's Triple G's mandatory. It was. Triple G chose not to fight him. I mean, this is what happens. These governing bodies can order all they want, man. They're always trying to ordering somebody. But the fighters don't do what the governing bodies say. They do. And you got fighters, that'll give up on belts. You got fighters that'll drop those belts to not even listen to what the governing bodies say. Like, people always talk about belts. Undisputed. You know what? I've just lost a lot of respect for the word undisputed. It don't mean nothing. Now, if you go to MMA, like Conor McGregor, who won 2 belts in 2 different weight classes, see, that means something because there's one champion in the weight class. In every weight class, there's one champion. They're not 5 champions. They may have an interim champion, But you better believe that the interim champion, he's gonna be fighting the champion to see who to fight, to see who the best is in that division. See, they don't have a lot of multiple champions. You know who the champion is in every division. In boxing, hell, you don't know who the champion is. You don't know unless, you know, you're a hardcore fan and you know all the champions. But some of us hardcore, sometimes we get confused. Okay, we can talk about the pay-per-view. See, let's do this. Boxing, they killed that pay-per-view model, man. They killed it. They killed it because they started putting a lot of guys on pay-per-view that didn't deserve to be there. They started putting a lot of people in these fights, man, that, you know, we knew that these fights were just not even warranted. We knew that these were not going to be good fights. We knew who was going to be the winner. In boxing, you got too much of that. You got too much of us knowing who the winner of the fight going to be. Like, guys, literally, we don't even make prediction videos anymore. We don't. Like, we used to in this whole boxing community. And I'm talking LDBC, YTBC, or whatever. You know, that's what it's been. There used to be a lot of prediction videos. Man, there ain't no more. There really not a lot of prediction videos. Unless the fight is a 50-50 fight, then people will do it. But if it's like, you know, some fight where somebody gonna get killed, nobody's making prediction videos anymore. Nobody's doing breakdowns and keys to victory no more. It used to be. But, you know, even us as hardcore fans, people are really sick and tired, okay? People are tired. People are tired of, you know, like these garbage-ass fights, and then they think that we supposed to be happy about it. And the third thing that's wrong, you got, is fans. See, let me tell you what the fans in the UFC do if they don't like a fight. Guess what they do? They don't buy it. And the pay-per-view numbers will tell you that, man. The pay-per-view numbers will tell you, it'll show you. When there's a fight that the UFC don't like, or the fans of the UFC, they don't buy it. And guess what the UFC do? They don't make those fights again. I mean, it's cause and effect. When Amanda Nunes did them 85,000 pay-per-view buys, now, part of it too, because she's selling out. But really and honestly, the diehard MMA fans didn't want to see her fight Rocky Pennington. We didn't want to see that crap. We didn't want to see it, so guess what happened? Nobody paid for the fight. It's cause and effect. It's cause and effect. The UFC, I mean, on average, they kill boxing. In pay-per-view buys, they kill them. And then when they have Fight Night on TV, you know, when you go to your network and watch Fight Night, the UFC, the viewership kills boxing. Kills them. And they do that because they're making the best people fight the best people. They're putting the best out there with the best. They ain't putting these garbage fights on, man. It's not a lot of that going on. It's not a lot. I can sit here, and I'm telling you, man, my whole channel has completely changed when I started talking about MMA. I find myself doing more breakdown videos. I find myself doing film study. I found myself just doing a lot of things that I normally would not do. I didn't do it in boxing because the fight interest is just not there. Like, we're sitting here playing fantasy matchup with Showtime Sean Porter. We sitting here playing it, man. We sitting here playing fantasy matchup with Canelo Alvarez. We sitting here playing fantasy matchup with Triple G. We sitting here playing fantasy matchup with every fighter that we like. We play fantasy matchup with these guys because we know that these fights ain't gonna happen. We play fantasy matchup with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. We know that we're not gonna get those fights. Okay, we know we're not going to get them, so we just do fantasy matchups. Everybody in the boxing community doing fantasy matchups. Hell, you got Blood Boxing. He can't even stomach to call himself Blood Boxing anymore. He can't. Now this dude named Retro. This is what boxing has done. I mean, no disrespect, but Blood Boxing, I can't get with the name Retro, but I can't do it. I cannot bring my lips to call that man Retro Boxing. I can't do it. And none of you can either. I see some of you in the comment thread still typing in Blood Boxing Returns. I see y'all. And this is what y'all do. This is what I'm doing. This is what boxing has done. You got Sean Porter. I don't see no fear in my eyes. But the fight ain't happening. Oh, yeah, I'm going to fight Errol Spence. But the fight, you know, now you're talking about, oh, the fight ain't going to happen. See, these are the conversations that you have in boxing. And it's like, what the hell? For years, we wanted Triple G to fight some credible competition. For years. Guy ran away from competition, didn't want to fight, yada, yada, yada. We've been asking for Charlo and Canelo. You have fans that'll come to the defense. Oh, well, you know, man, who is Charlo for? I don't care. Do you guys want to see the fight? Do you think Canelo can beat Charlo? Yes or no? Asking for AJ Wilder. Oh, man, Deontay Wilder done fought all these 40 people. And who has he fought in 40 people? Look what Josh... No, man. Do you guys want to see the fight? See, that's the question that we keep asking. Do you guys ultimately and truly want to see this fight? Do you want to see the fight? And the answer is no. Y'all don't want to see a fight. Y'all want to sit here and lobby for these guys, man. Like, what the hell? Like, what? A protection agency for fighters? See, where Dana White is killing them, he make these guys fight. And if they don't fight, guess what he do? He put them on the shelf and he find 2 more people that do want to fight. Y'all see this whole, this whole Bojangles thing? Well, okay. Most of y'all listen to the video probably don't know who Bojangles is. The Polish fighter named Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Okay? Her goofy ass. Okay. Y'all see what happened when she thought that she can just do what she wanted to do? She thought that she could just call her own shots and say, I ain't taking this fight because I ain't got enough time and, turn down a title fight. What did Dana do? Dana found somebody else. They found somebody else to do the job. That's what they do in the UFC, man. They don't play this crap, man. They don't play it. If you ain't, and people say, well, Conor and Ronda. You know what? I'll give Conor and Ronda Rousey, I give them props. They came in and fought tough fights. Like Ronda Rousey came in and fought Amanda Nunes, okay? She came in and fought Amanda Nunes, the beast of the division at the time. She came right in and took that title fight. I mean, I understand the opportunity and the money was there. Ronda Rousey could have asked for an easier opponent, man. She could have. But that's just what it is, man. That's what it is. The fighters, most of the fighters in MMA, they've been conditioned that you got to fight the best. Conor McGregor, he could have came. He could have fought Tony Ferguson. He could have fought Kevin Lee. He could have fought some of these other guys, man, that, they pose a less threat to him than Khabib would. Nah, man, he chose to take on the guy that's wrestling bears. But then you got Anthony Joshua, man, making up every kind of excuse and ain't no money in my bank account and all this other mess. See, you got Anthony Joshua coming up with all these excuses, man, while you got Dana White and the UFC, they're over there killing it. Now, they do got a race problem over there, but see, with that too, man, they understand their fan base. They know that their fan base is those 19 to 35-year-old white males. They know that. So that's who they market to. That's who they go in. That's who they market to. That's who they put out. Now they're going to have to figure out a way to market to Brazilian fans because their Brazilian fan and black fan base is actually going up. So now they're going to have to do a little things different, or they're going to start taking a big hit in the Brazilian market. They're going to start taking those hits in that market. But, I don't want to digress, guys. I don't want to digress. But they're killing boxing because, see, the UFC is not very fighter-friendly. It's very fan-friendly. Like, if you want to see a competitive matchup, you can turn on a UFC event and you're going to see a good fight. You're going to see 2 guys in there with equal skill set. You're going to see them in there like tearing each other to pieces. You're going to see that. In boxing, most of the fights you see, there's always some guy that's in there that's beating up on somebody that you ain't never heard of. Like Canelo fighting this dude named Fielding. You got Canelo fans right now still trying to defend that crap. And then what they'll tell you, because you black, they'll bring up a black fighter and say, well, who is this black fighter fought? And they don't say black fighter, but you get where they're going at, man. And I already peeped that stuff out. And when they start doing that, when folks start doing that, I just go ahead and immediately call them out. Why? Why are you, okay? So what's the deal? Why didn't you call out another fighter? How come you didn't call out a white fighter or a man? No, see, you trying to associate me and say that, I roll with everything that a black fighter do, or you just using a black fighter to prove your narrative. Nah. Nope. See, that's what these Canelo fans say. That's what they tell you. That's what they tell you. But come on, man. The UFC over here got the best fighting the best. I mean, you had Demetrius Johnson, man, fighting Henry Cejudo for the title. That fight was a good fight. I mean, I can go on and talk to you about like great fights. You had Chris Cyborg versus Holly Holm. You had Tatiana Suarez and Alexa Grasso. Suarez and Dern, who she just choked out last time, man. She choked out Karolina Kovacevic. No, wasn't Kovacevic. I remember who she choked out. I will in a minute. Then you had Jessica Andrade, who knocked out Karolina Kovacevic. That was just crazy, man. It was crazy. But the fights that we getting, man, and we had Derek Lewis versus Alexander Volkov. That fight was a fight of the night. I mean, man, you got all these fights that I can sit here and talk to you about. Who could I talk to you about boxing? Who could I talk to you in the year 2018 about boxing? Okay, I can talk to you about, Sean Porter and Danny Garcia. And I mean, I don't know. Keith Thurman, did he fight Danny Garcia in 20? No, he fought him in 2017. See? I can talk about Wilder Ortiz. Like, those are the two fights to me that really just stand out. Okay, I can talk about Sullivan Barrera beating up Sergey Kovalev. I can talk to you about that fight. Those are like three mega fights in boxing. Do you know, man, I can tell you, I can probably go back in 2018 and show you about 20 to 30 mega fights in MMA. Like 20 to 30. They doing this on a daily basis, man. See, this is what we get in the UFC versus what we get in boxing. That's just all it is, man. I agree with Blood. If two guys want to fight, they'll fight. They don't care about the conditions. They don't care about a lot of things. If two dudes want to put it on the line, if they want to fight, they'll fight. That's it. Boxing gonna keep losing. If they keep this model going, if they continue and persist on doing things the way they're gonna do it, pretty soon, see HBO going out of business or HBO not covering boxing, that's a precursor. That's a precursor to what's gonna happen, y'all. It's a precursor to what is to come. It most certainly is. And that precursor is boxing is losing. People can say that the Zone out, but they only had 15,000 people watch their fight. People can say Heyman and, man, look, they're going to go, if Heyman don't make his guys fight each other, boxing, as we know it, is just going to be a sport where people just tune into it every now and then. And these guys right now are going to be to blame for it. They're going to be to blame because these young guys, they don't want to fight each other. People getting mad about Mayweather Pacquiao for what? They know y'all young guys are lame. They know you dudes are lame. They know y'all not going to fight nobody. So they can say, man, we can come steal all the money from these young guys. That's just the reality of the situation. Boxing is in a bad place right now. And I don't care how you slice it or dice it. Okay, it don't matter. Okay, we're waiting for fights 6-7 months out. Man, when the UFC announce a fight, hey, they're going to fight. It's 2 months later, they in there fighting. Boxing, we got to wait 6-7 months, man, when they announce the fight. That drive you crazy. So by the time you get 2 mega fights in boxing, you done already aged, what, a year and a half? You know, you sit there thinking, dang, man, I wonder if I'm going to get any of these fights, you know, by the time I'm 50. Oh, well, tell me what you think. I'm done.